He raved about my luck in finding a 1 in a million petty tyrant with almost unlimited power. I thought the old man was nuts. That is one of the most horrible stories I have ever heard, I said. Did you really go back to that house? I certainly did, 3 years later. My benefactor was right. A petty tyrant like that one was 1 in a million and couldn't be wasted. How did you manage to go back? My benefactor developed a strategy using the 4 attributes of warriorship: control, discipline, forbearance, and timing. Don Juan said that his benefactor, in explaining to him what he had to do to profit from facing that ogre of a man, also told him what the new seers considered to be the 4 steps on the path of knowledge. The first step is the decision to become apprentices. After the apprentices change their views about themselves and the world, they take the second step and become warriors, beings capable of the utmost discipline and control over themselves. The third step, after acquiring forbearance and timing, is to become men of knowledge. When men of knowledge learn to see, they have taken the 4th step and have become seers. His benefactor stressed the fact that Don Juan had been on the path of knowledge long enough to have acquired a minimum of the first 2 attributes, control and discipline. Don Juan emphasized that both of these attributes refer to an inner state of a total and continuous examination of the self. At that time, I was barred from the other 2 attributes. Forbearance and timing are not quite an inner state. They are in the domain of the man of knowledge. My benefactor showed them to me through his strategy. Does this mean that you couldn't have faced the petty tyrant by yourself? I'm sure that I could have done it myself, although I have always doubted that I would have carried it off with flair and joyfulness. My benefactor was simply enjoying the encounter by directing it. The idea of using a petty tyrant is not only for perfecting the warrior's spirit, but also for enjoyment and happiness. How could anyone enjoy the monster you described? He was nothing in comparison to the real monsters that the new seers faced during the conquest. By all indications, those seers enjoyed themselves blue dealing with them. Even the worst tyrants can bring delight. Don Juan explained that the mistake average men make in confronting petty tyrants is not to have a strategy to fall back on. The fatal flaw is that average men take themselves too seriously. Their actions and feelings, as well as those of the petty tyrants, are all important. What restrains their self-importance is that they have understood that reality is an interpretation we make. That knowledge was the definitive advantage that the new seers had over the simple-minded Spaniards.